Alright, I wanted to record this video. I know it's dark, I know you can't see anything, but this video isn't about seeing me. It's about me telling you what I see. So, I'm gonna tell you some deep ass truths. This is gonna be a longer video because I haven't made a longer video yet, and I haven't explained the way I see the world, because I'm looking for people that relate to me. I'm looking for those people that really get it. And so I'm going to speak it out so you can see if you're like that. If you're not, well, I probably sound fucking crazy. But here's the thing. Everyone's living this unhappy bubble in life. They're working their job, they're 9 to 5, they don't like it, they don't get paid very much. They go home and they live in escapism. They play video games, they do drugs, they fucking spend all their time out partying with friends and all this bullshit, and they're really not happy deep down because their life isn't made of anything. It's made of having to wake up and do some shit you don't want to do for a little bit of money, and then they try to do everything else they can with their free time, and they wish, they could do more. I see people all the time at their jobs. They're like, I got 4 hours left. I'm like, you're counting down your time? Like, that's difficult. We don't have a lot of time on Earth. They're like, yeah, well, I have to work because I got to pay my rent. I got to pay my bills. And I tell them, like, don't you wish you could do what you really want to do? What do you really want to do? And all your answers like, oh, I just want to play the guitar all day, but I can't fucking get paid to do that. I'm like, what are you talking about? People get paid millions of dollars to play the guitar. And they're like, well, I just, they got lucky. And I'm like, that's just an excuse. Like, why aren't you so excited? Why don't you do that? Why are you over here doing your fucking shitty job? And they're like, well, I gotta pay my bills. And I'm like, so you just go to work to pay your bills? They're like, yeah. I'm like, I want to work and pay my bills with what I want to do, what I love, all this shit. And so I focus on that. This is the problem. I focus on it. I say, I'm actually going to put that action in. I see all these people on YouTube, these fucking YouTubers with crazy money, and these people that made it out. I fucking remember Mr. Beast when he was counting to 100,000. He's sitting there counting to 100,000 as his content. That shit sounds so boring and difficult. But now, look at him. I saw PewDiePie when he used to play fucking Amnesia. Mr. Chair, all this shit. Markiplier, I used to see these guys, and they just play video games, and now they're fucking $10 million, $20 million in the fucking bank. So why am I going to a stupid job every day and making $20 an hour? Like, yeah, I'm lucky to live in California, but this is so backwards. People, they don't get it. They're trapped in a fucking matrix, in a system where they don't get paid enough. They're enslaved to a paycheck and a boss. The boss at any point could be like, you're fired. I've been fired. I've been fired like 5 times. And you know what? Every time I got fired, my life was really bad for like the next few weeks because I didn't have no income and everything fell apart. In fact, that's the reason why I'm having a hard time, is there's been so much bullshit jobs that I've had to go to that just aren't me. That's why I do crypto. That's why I do fucking crypto every single day. I do it for money. I do it for loss. I do it out of passion. And I've seen more money on my fucking screen at crypto than I've seen in my bank account sometimes for saving for the whole year at a job that I don't like. And I'm like, whoa, what? I have like, this much money. I've made like $700 in one day before. And I'm like, what the fuck? How do you... Like, there's money here. Like, what if I got that every day? How can I increase my skills? I still pay $700 in one day. What if I made 7,000 in one day? What if I made 7 million in one day? And I start thinking different, acting different, working on life different. And this is an important video because I'm sharing a very vulnerable, raw part of me. I am stuck in this fucking world with all these people that don't live life to their fullest. Yeah, they might have a nice ass car, they might have a big nice house and got lucky and bought it in 2008. I got these boomers around me, they're like pretty lucky. They worked hard for it in the 80s and saved up and got a house. People like me at 26, it's much more difficult. I live in California, we have a housing problem. And so I'm not trying to just work all day, all week, and pay 60% of my income so I can come home. I want to work all week really hard on what I enjoy and I love crypto, and I love learning the technical analysis. I love using my skills. I love talking about it. It's why I do it every day, even if I take a fucking L, lose $200, you know? I still work on it because I know that if I get really good, I can just add a zero onto my orders, you know? But it's hard to find people like this in the world, really. I find them online all the time. I'm like, oh, look at this guy. He fucking had a YouTube channel about making cereal, and now How To Basic has like millions of subscribers, you know? I see these people blow up and they make it, and they try and they try and their videos fail and they have to take uncomfortable steps. You know, they have to get a sponsorship going. They lose things, you know? That's why I'm making this YouTube channel. Because I might not know the perfect words. This video is probably going to get 4 views. There's probably nobody listening to this part of the video. Who fucking knows? But you know what? I'm listening to this part of the video. This video is something I'll look back at when I make it and go, see, I knew it. I told it and I spoke it into existence. That's the type of shit that I think no one else around me thinks. You know, I go to work with people and they're stuck in life. They're like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, well, figure that out. And they're like, I don't know how. And I'm like, well, figure out how to figure it out. Like, figure out how you work. You know, figure out what you want. They're like, I'll just give up and go play video games. I'm like, you're fucked. You already fucked. You can't even, like, start thinking that way. Imagine if you had to act that way or work through years of difficulty. You know, I see people build 7-figure businesses that spend a decade getting there, losing a lot of fucking money, right? And other people are too scared because they go outside and they're like, I have acne on my face. I used to have acne and I didn't want to go outside, but you know what? At some part, I just got fucking tired of feeling bad. And so I just went outside. And I noticed nobody said shit. Nobody gave a fuck. And that's the beautiful thing about life, or at least living where I live. Nobody gives a fuck. Go do your shit. If they do give a fuck, it's probably because they're worried and uncomfortable with what you're doing. But you know what? I love worry and uncomfortable. That's where you get built. That's where you grow, is when things are difficult. If I just went home every day and did the same 4 things and then went to work, I would never grow as a person. And I pride myself on that. I spend a lot of time learning how to learn, learning how to grow, learning how to be who I am deep down. And it's not easy, you know. I have to face myself. I have to go inside my head and face my demons. Not only face my demons, realize I am them and beat them, and then replace them with angels, you know. And that sounds crazy to talk about when you talk like this. But most people are like, I don't like myself inside. And I'm like, well, you're screwed, because you're going to be stuck with yourself for like 100 fucking years. And you better learn how to love yourself in your head. And they're like, well, I can't. And I'm like, there you go. You're already screwed. Like, I look around at people and they can't even take the first step. You know, I tell people the famous gym thing where I say, going to the gym the first time isn't about fucking going there and maxing out all the weights and killing it and having big muscles. Going to the gym for the first time is preparing you to be the type of person that goes every day. You know, the first time I go to the gym, I just go and look around. Look around, maybe like shake the employee's hand and like maybe pick up a dumbbell and do 2 things and leave. And I look like I didn't do jack shit, but I did the biggest move, which is starting. That's why I started this YouTube channel. I have 2 subscribers right now. Imagine if I had 2,000. Imagine if I had 2 million. Imagine in my life I had 2 million subscribers and I could sell merch. I could sell these things and I could have that fund my life to focus on telling people to break out of the matrix. What if I had a group where I could teach people how I'm breaking out, and once I break it out, I can pull them out with my wisdom? Luke Belmar, crypto guy. You might hate him, but I look up to people like that. He was working at, a pizza place, and put all of his money into Dogecoin because he saw an opportunity, made millions of dollars, broke free, and now has a group where he's doing what I like to do, which is help people break free. That's what this channel's about. Infinite Waters, Actualize.org, these YouTube channels I want to shout out, they're so valuable to me because they give content and they've taught me how to see life different. So I'm going to teach that to you. I'm going to teach you another important part about life. This is going to be my last part, and then I'll let the video go. Last part I want to teach about life is perspective. Perspective is so fucking important. And by perspective, I mean being able to change perspective, to look at life different. Because everyone has a perspective already, you're already in it. But when you wake up in the morning, are you waking up to what you love? And if you think no, why aren't you doing something about it? And you don't even think that far. You just kind of like hate it. That's perspective. Do you hate it, or do you think about what you can do? What perspective are you going to take? Sorry. What perspective are you going to take and chase? Fuck it. But you need to learn how to navigate that. How do you change perspective? How do you wake up and go from somebody that doesn't want to go to the gym every day to going to the gym every day? How do you make that change? And I've found for myself, the answer is failing at it a bunch of times, starting to get angry, starting to realize that you're not that kind of person. You know, you walk past the gym, tomorrow, and you walk past it tomorrow, and then you walk past and some guy comes out one day and he's all buff and jacked, and you're like, fuck, man, what if I just went in there? And that little curiosity there, you go in, you wander in, you're like, hey, like, how much is a membership? You're like, $100. You're like, okay. You walk out thinking, that's too expensive, I can't afford it. Next week, you make a little more money than you should. And so you think, all right, maybe I'll get the gym membership. But I don't know. It's perspective. You got to have the right perspective. Are you going to slowly chip away at it? Are you going to start realizing that the things you want to do, you can do. You just don't want to do it because you're scared. You know, what perspective do you... I want to have a perspective on the world. My perspective... Sorry, someone's honking. But my perspective is a very... Hey, I'm filming a beautiful video. This guy has no perspective. He's over there honking because he's impatient. And I'm over here... No, just kidding. I don't know. Sorry. Got sidetracked. Back to perspective. And you can see me now. Perspective. Damn, this guy's loud as hell. I'm sorry. I'm getting interrupted right here left and right by some homies yelling and screaming and doing bullshit. I'm a little stressed today. I'm not going to lie. Let's talk about that. I need to have a better perspective. I need to think these guys that are interrupting me are just living their own lives. Don't know where they're going, don't know what they're doing. But I'm over here, and I'm going through my bubble in life. And you're going through your little bubble. And so when you look at your bubble, are you proud of it? Do you enjoy it? Is it really what you want to do? If it's not, you better think what that bubble would look like and go find the smallest fucking way to go start that shit. And you might have some crazy idea out there. You might tell yourself, oh, I want to build a shoe brand, but I don't have any money. Well, you know what? Everyone who started a shoe brand probably didn't have money or had some money. So find a way to do it without money. Why don't you go on the internet and look up how to start a shoe brand with no money? You say, well, I did and I tried and it didn't work. Well, what did you try? What did you try for your shoe brand? And they're like, well, I tried to make a website. I used Wix. I made a website. And then, like, I couldn't figure out how to post the product. And nobody wanted to buy it. I didn't know what shoes to put. And I'm like, well, that's not a very good excuse for somebody that's trying to build a shoe brand. Like, you gave up after you made the website. Like, what do you think a real shoe brand does? How do you become that person? You need the perspective. You need to be the person and see, if I was building a shoe brand online, I would lock the fuck in. I'd sit there and I'd post, I don't even care if the first ones sell. I need to try. I need to make fucking a website and business cards, and I need to tell my friends about it, and I need to design shoes, and I need to grab scrap paper, and I need to draw my own ideas out, and I need to find unlabeled shoes in China I can put my brand on. Fucking, I need to do all that shit. So if I don't know what to do on the website, I need to fix that and get through it, because there's 20 more steps to even getting to the starting line. That's perspective. It's pushing yourself. It's being resilient. That's the most important part of it. Pushing yourself and being resilient makes perspective work. When you see something you don't want to do, you walk past the gym one day and you go, tomorrow, change your perspective, say today. Why can't you do it today? Well, I don't have my gym clothes. No, your point is not to go in there and sweat your ass off. Point is to step into the gym. Do the smallest step. People don't do the smallest step first. They overload it like, it's this big thing, I'm going to go and it's going to be exhausting. Go walk up to the door and open it for somebody and step inside and look around and then leave. Perspective. It's a little piece that matters. Then the next day, see if you can do that for 3 days. See if you can make an activity where you just open the door. I guarantee you by day 3, you're going to walk to the fucking desk. Because every step you take builds on each other. Even when you fail and you lose everything and you get crushed and some problem happens, you can only have those big failures because you got far enough into it. You know? So, last thing I'm going to say is go take the first step. Whatever that is. Nobody's probably listening to this fucking video, but that's okay. I'm more speaking this for myself. Is take the first step. And BoatKit's going to do fucking well. Go buy some BoatKit on Solana. Give me a follow. Drop me a comment if you even got this far in the video. And I'll see you next time. Peace.